Now let's get our worksheet number 1 out. And if you like, you can also bring out your 5 finger scales chart that is in this packet, or you might already have it from Simple and Beautiful Piano or one of the freebies that I gave on YouTube. So you can take both out. And we are going to just go ahead and start writing down the letter names of the full major scale. So C, D, E, F, G are the first 5 notes, right? So to take this course, this is something that shouldn't be something that you have to try very hard to figure out. You should know your 5 finger scales really well by now. But you might not have even put the names as you're practicing the 5 finger scales. So we're gonna do that. So C, D, E, F, G. Figure out the next note, which is the 6th degree. You go a whole step up. A whole step up from G is A. And then to find the 7th note, you go another whole step up, which would be B. And then we go back to our tonic, which is the 8th note. Next, we're gonna work on G. Now there's a reason why I have the list of major scales in this order. So let's just go ahead and follow that. In a module or 2, all of this is going to become more apparent why I'm doing this. So let's just go ahead and do G. So G, G, A, B, C, D. Next note, a whole step up is what? E. Another whole step up from there. So whole step up is half plus half. It's got to be F sharp. And then back to G. So always remember, between the 7th note and the 8th note, we have half step. Okay, next is D. Go ahead and write down the 5 notes. It should be D, E, F sharp, G, A. Now you might not know whether this name should be with a sharp or flat on this F sharp that I just called. When we write the major scale, here's a rule. We never repeat the same letter or skip a letter. So if we do a flat name, it would be D, E, G flat, G. See, there's a repeat of the letter name, right? A. That wouldn't be right. It would be D, E, F sharp, G, A. So keep that in mind. Do not repeat the same letter name or skip a letter name when we're working on our major scale. So I'm gonna leave A and E up to you to figure out. I do have an answer sheet, so you can look at that. But let's work on B, because we know that B has lots of black keys, right? So B, second note, it's gonna start with C, right? B, C, C sharp. And then next note is gonna start with D, D sharp. Next note is gonna be E, and then F sharp. Now from there, a whole step up from F sharp is G sharp. And a whole step from that is gonna be A sharp, and back to B. And on this workshop, I also have a little diagram of a keyboard. So you can use that instead of a piano just to kind of visualize what the half steps and whole steps are. Hi, this is Kristina Lee. If you're enjoying this lesson, it's actually taken from my course, Piano Mastery Intermediate. It's currently available at early access pricing, and you will find the link below in the description. And if you like more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. So now let's do F sharp. So F sharp and then G sharp, A sharp. That's just B, no sharp or flat. C sharp, a whole step above C sharp would be D sharp. And then whole step above D sharp is this note, and you're thinking it's F. But remember, we can't skip a letter. All right, so D sharp, this has to start with E. So it's going to be E sharp. E sharp back to F sharp. So it's not going to be D sharp, F, F sharp. I hope that's clear to you. Now let's go to F major, okay? F major, F. Okay, so F, G, A. This note, this black key, is not going to be A sharp because we already had A. It's going to be B flat, C, a whole step above C, D, whole step above D, C, a half step, we go back to F. Let's go to A flat. So I'm going to leave a couple of these just up to you to figure out. And again, there's an answer sheet, so you can look at that afterwards. But do this exercise because this is going to really engage your brain to think about the keyboard in a more analytical way. So A flat. A flat. This note has to start with B. That's B flat. This note has to start with letter C. C, just this is C, okay? And then this note has to start with D, D flat. This note has to start with E flat. Oops, sorry, has to start with E, that's E flat. Okay, a whole step from there is this note. We had E flat. Now this is F, right? And then the whole step above that is this note, G, plain G. Okay, and goes to A flat. I'm gonna skip the next one and I'm gonna do G flat with you. If you remember, we did F sharp and now we're doing in G flat. So it's the same major scale, but we are going to use a flat name for it. Not all of the scales do this, but this note does. I'm not gonna go into why that's the case because this is going to be all revealed in a couple of modules. Right now, we're just getting the letter names of the major scales. So again, G flat. The next one is gonna start with A flat. Next one's gonna start with B, right? So B flat. Next one is this note, but it has to start with C. So it's gonna be C flat. So just remember that it's not gonna be G flat, A flat, B flat, B, D flat. It will be G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat as in dog. I'm just gonna leave it there for you to finish the rest. I hope this gives you some basis on working this out. Another thing that I can tell you now that we've done this much, see, I don't want to give you too many rules in the beginning. I want you to discover the rules as you're working on your theory. Another rule when you're working on major scales, and it only applies to major scales so far, you don't have mix of sharps and flats when you're spelling one major scale. You will either stay with all flats or all sharps. I think what you should do is to do it once, and I've done a lot with you, and then do it several more times so that it just becomes a little bit more analytically engaged in your brain, not just playing. So good luck, and I will see you in the next lesson.